And then we have to know that sacrifice is a quality in a Muslim that should be instilled since the day we were born. But it's something we have to work towards to begin with. Right? It's very hard to just give up something that you have. Inshallah, that's what we will be speaking about today. In Surah Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He outlined something very beautiful in terms of dhibah, or I guess you could say qurban, right? When you sacrifice an animal for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, not their flesh nor their blood reaches Allah, but it's the piety from you that reaches Him, subhanAllah. The sacrifice in Islam isn't necessarily about the thing you're sacrificing. It's about your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? It's about the piety of the heart, the nobility of your soul, and the righteousness of your conduct. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Right? The owner of morality, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? You think He really cares about the money that you're giving Him? You think He really cares about the goat or the cow that you're sacrificing? No. That only matters to us. And that's why He's asking us to give it up. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He cares what good we do in this world. The nobility of our soul. Tafsir Ibn Kathir even stresses this point even more. The man who offers sacrifice should keep this fact uppermost in his mind, that the most important motive behind this is the willingness to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, how do we use this in our practical day-to-day lives? Right? There's a gap, maybe once a year, 2.5%. Some, maybe only Monday, Thursdays, or just only in Ramadan. But Salah, that's 5 times a day. That's some time that we have to take out from our day. That's some time that we have to make sure that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to make sure that we're on point with that. Right? And the most important part behind it is our time. Because we don't have too much of it. We really don't. SubhanAllah, even getting here, I want to thank Shaykh Khalid for making the first rak'ah a little bit longer, right? We all wish we had a little bit more time. And sacrificing the time that we have to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it won't affect Him. He's not getting that time. So it's important that we keep in mind that the things that we're sacrificing for Allah, Allah's not gaining them, right? It's actually, if anything, it's for us. We're filling up our account on the other end. We're putting money into zakat. That's not going right back into our pockets or anyone else's pockets for their, I guess you could say, worldly gain. But if anything, it's for our gain in the akhirah. And that's something that we have to keep in mind as we do these acts. And sacrifices doesn't only come from our time and our money and our physical labor, but also comes from our own enjoyment. Sometimes we have to sacrifice our own happiness so that someone else can be a little bit happier. And how does this work? This works when, even in the small action you don't pay attention to. SubhanAllah, when someone is serving you food, right? Do we ever think about when are they going to eat? Right? And SubhanAllah, that's a mindset that is slowly fading away. At least something that I've seen growing up here, right? The common notion is just like everything's quick. Everything has to be like just done. Super convenient. Everything's convenient, right? You need something, you click a button on your phone and it's there. Amazon, like they had 1 day shipping, now they have like 2 hours shipping, subhanAllah, right? Everything is quick. And there's no gratitude, subhanAllah, right? So what are we really sacrificing for making everything easy for ourselves, right? Making things convenient doesn't mean better, right? Once we put time into our salah, if we do salah conveniently around our schedule, does that make it better? No. We have to work with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's schedule. We have to work with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's time, because it's His time at the end of the day, it's not ours. He gave us this opportunity to be alive. How are we wasting that? How are we using that? The time He gave us on this earth, it's not our time, it's His time. We're working on His clock. So why wouldn't we respect the time He's given us for Salah? Why wouldn't we respect the time He has given us for Ramadan? Why wouldn't we respect the time He has given us for Hajj? It's also on a smaller note, vacation, right? You're planning like a 2-week, 3-week vacation to wherever, right? And you don't even start to think, well, when are we going to pray Salah on this vacation, right? How close is this actually from Ramadan? Oh no, only a week of this is in Ramadan. It's okay, we'll fast from hotel or whatever. SubhanAllah, this is the case now, and we have to. We're on Allah's time, and we have to go according to His time, because it isn't ours to begin with. SubhanAllah. Something that I've noticed, at least being in college now, is that people are finding their deen in the university. And I start to dwell on this, I start to think about this. We have so many converts and reverts at least at Rutgers, and I've heard at many other schools as well. And it made me think, SubhanAllah, why are these people choosing right here, right now, to become Muslims? And essentially, at least to my understanding and what I've thought about, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose this time for them. They're in a group or in a situation where there's so many Muslims around them, where otherwise, at least the Western society has made college like the most fun time of your life. You can do whatever you want, you have complete freedom. But these people, they chose to come to Islam. These people, they chose to come to Allah's way. And subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there could be situations where it could be very hard for a Muslim. At least someone who is born Muslim. Right? I don't know if everyone here is born Muslim today, but whoever it was, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you on the deen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for coming to His deen. So, keeping those things in mind, right? We're not on our own time, we're on Allah's time. So how are we using that time? Right? Even the money that we have, it's not it's very hard to say it's not our money because we work so hard for it, but it isn't our money. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us every single tool that we needed to make that money. So in turn, why would we hesitate to give it back to Him? Why would we hesitate? And when we sacrifice our enjoyment, when we sacrifice our happiness for others, right? It's never really seen. Right? You're not going to tell someone, I'm actually letting you cut ahead of me in line because I'm sacrificing my own enjoyment for your. No one really says that, right? It's something that's done entirely from the goodness of your heart. Inshallah, if we do those actions, right? It's done with sincerity. It's done with proper intention. It's done with honesty. It's done with goodwill, right? These are qualities of great actions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts. So when we know this, we have to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a greater reward for us. We have to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has a bigger and better plan for us. We have to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has us covered, right? Essentially. And if we start to forget this fact, then truly we'll start doing actions for ourselves. We'll do actions in vain because we forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a greater reward for us. And sadly, this happens. And it's a downward spiral if you start to think about it. Right? If you only do actions that benefit yourself, where does that leave you in the akhirah? Everything that you did for you would be for yourself at the end of the day. Everything that you've done for yourself will only affect you and yourself and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you didn't do anything for Him. Right? How is He supposed to place you in Jannah? And none of this essentially matters if we don't have taqwa in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? That's what I was trying to get at. If we don't have the connection with Allah, if we don't have that love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how are we supposed to sacrifice everything that we've ever worked for to Him? So we have to instill this taqwa in our hearts. We have to instill this love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our hearts. And we do this by small acts of sacrifice. We do this by however small we can think of an act of sacrifice, do that immediately. And make that intention in your mind, right? I mentioned the second hadith we learned, but the first is, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَىٰ. Actions are by intentions. Everyone will get what they intended. So if we make that intention, and if we make that, if we just struggle just a little bit for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we'll see the wonders that He's going to do for us. So before we get into these huge actions of sacrifice, we have to make the small ones. And that's day to day. That's with the people that are sitting next to you. That's with your families at home. That's with your coworkers at work. And that's with anyone that you interact with in this world, right? Sacrifices should be made. Because it's not our time, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's time. It's not our money, it's Allah's money. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us everything that we know. So it shouldn't be so hard for us to sacrifice what we have. And as we enter this blessed month, it's important to recognize that we have to sacrifice even things that are allowed for us. The food that we have, the water that we drink. And these reminders, they come year round. Everyone, like what I'm saying right now has been said before, right? It's nothing new, right? And inshallah, next year, and as the time comes, there's going to be another person who's here saying the same things as me. But they are being said, so they should be adhered to, right? And that doesn't make... I'm far beyond perfect, but subhanAllah, I'm sitting here right now giving this khatira, and I guess that's for a reason. And I guess it's a reflection for me and a reflection for all of us as well. So as we enter this blessed month of Ramadan, I ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the ability to sacrifice all the things that He has given us, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the taqwa that we very need in this dire time.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just bouncing off Akmal's points about Siyam and Ramadan, and coming into this holy month of Ramadan and the sacrifices that we have to make in this month. And the most important sacrifice that we all, I'm sure, are not looking forward to is the sacrifice of food and water during our Siyam. Many of us are told to do the same worship, but in hindsight, it may not seem that way. And what I mean by that is that in every type of worship that we do, there will always be different levels to it. Muslims are so similar to one another, but yet they are so different in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there's a different level of passion to everyone's worship. And that we have to reflect on ourselves to see what level of passion we're at, where we need to improve, what we are doing right. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, then we granted the books to those we have chosen from our servants. Some of them wrong themselves, some follow a middle course, and some are foremost in good deeds by Allah's will. That is truly the greatest bounty. And in the month of Ramadan, this ayah, it becomes so evident, right? That we see in so many people have different levels of worship, like I mentioned before. And that we're all commanded to do the same thing. Yeah, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's eyes, all of our intentions, all of our worship, they're all different. And the status of our individual siyam and the eventual outcome is so different that in this aspect we are so many miles apart. And there are three levels to fasting that I want to highlight today, which is Sawm al-Umum, which is fasting of the masses, which is most generally done by everyone. And then there's Sawm al-Khusus, which is fasting of the elite. And then subhanAllah, there's Sawm al-Khusus al-Khusus, which is fasting of the elite of the elite. And so now we'll give you descriptions so that you can reflect where you are. And if you are on the lower end of this hierarchy, then you may aspire to be on the higher end, inshallah. So what does this fasting of Sawm al-Umum look like? So this is the fasting when you're only abstaining from what is the bare minimum of you, which is abstaining from food and water. And so that they give their eyes rein to look at whatever they wish. They give their ears rein to look at whatever, to hear whatever they want to hear. And they let their mouth say whatever they say, whether that is cursing, backbiting, slandering, gossiping, however it wishes, they do that. And you ask yourself after seeing this, has this person actually fasted? But this is the fasting of the generality of Muslims. Of the people, the only thing they take from their fasting is thirst and hunger. But where is the ajr in this sacrifice? The easiest part of fasting is staying away from this basic level stuff. And this is the elementary level of fasting, which you're only abstaining from food and water. I'll give you an analogy. Imagine you're in school, you're in the school system, and you're in elementary school, second or third grade. And now you're coming up to ages 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, but you're still in elementary school. How embarrassing is that? That you're this old, but you're still in elementary school, you haven't even graduated from that. This is the level of fasting that Sawm al-Umum is. And is that the level of fasting that we want to show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That's where we're at. And if we are, then we need to reflect and we need to see what we can improve on. And this level that we should aspire is Sawm al-Khusus, which is the fasting of the elite, where their eyes become on guard and they're not letting them wander around, up and down, left to right. They're controlling their gaze. They're wary of what their ears are listening to, the music they're listening to, the media that they're hearing. And they're wary of what they're speaking about. They're following the sunnah of speak good or remain silent. And their behavior has completely changed in this month of Ramadan, and it will continue that change throughout Ramadan and following Ramadan as well afterwards, inshallah. And it is said when you fast, ensure that your eyes and your ears and your mouth are also fasting from lying and sin. And beware of harming those who serve you, and ensure on the day of fasting you present yourself in a way of dignity, elegance, composure. And don't make the day you are fasting and the day you are not the same. There must be a clear separation between the day you are fasting and the day you are not. And these people of Sawm al-Khusus, they want to protect their siyam from what nullifies it, but also from what blemishes it. Anything that may even scratch their shield. And we see the reality of fasting is not just abstaining from food and water, but it is about protecting yourself from improper behavior and improper speech. And this is the essence of fasting. And if I were to describe to you Sawm al-Khusus, what it looked like in a person, I would say this. Their conversations are tamed. Their argumentations are limited. Their gazes are restrained. Their lying is non-existent. Their ears are covered. Their finances are purified. Their hijab is pristine. Their social media hours are reduced. I know this is hard for many of us, but their social media hours are reduced. And their conversations between man and woman behind closed doors are put to an end, and not a treacherous temporary hold in Ramadan just for the intention of continuing it after Ramadan. And this is the fasting of the elite that we all need to be striving for. And it is said that the fasting, like I said before, is a shield that shields us from the harms of this dunya. And you don't want to puncture the shield with holes of sin. You want to protect it with ibadah. And now we have the third and final level, which is Sawm al-Khusus, fasting of the elite of the elite. And in short, these men and women are those who fast as if they see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their bodies are in earth, are in this dunya, they are buying and selling, but their hearts and souls are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was asked, what is ihsan? It is when you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as you can see Him, but if you can't see Him, know that He can see you. And with that, inshallah, I would like to conclude. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us amongst those whose fast is of the elite of the elite. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to sacrifice what we love for His sake, inshallah. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. Whatever good we said is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whatever bad we said is from the shaitan and from us.
Allah reward you, and we're still waiting for the brothers and sisters. I don't know what happens inside. Can someone see what's going on there? Yeah, before that, inshallah, we have 4 minutes for the Salat al-Duha. And now, brothers, inshallah, going to give us some, updates for the month of Ramadan. And what's the, inshallah, how many minutes? 5 minutes? Okay, that's good. 4 minutes, enough.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, Ramadan is approaching. Inshallah, tomorrow night we'll have our first Tarawih. And inshallah, Monday morning will be the first fasting of the month. Few quick announcement. As you know, when mashallah, masjid are filled, the responsibility become more, not only for the committee, but for all of us together. That's the whole idea. Few things I want to share with you as far as the parking and that is a huge issue because of the fact that there is a narrow street. All of you know that. So we spoke to, just like every year, we talked to the police chief. And alhamdulillah, we are allowed to park on both sides. Even though we are parked right now on the right side of the fabricated, which is not allowed at this time. If any police officer pass by, he has all the authority to give the tickets. Anybody who is parking on the